Just a second. Right. Okay. I have to tell you that this is my very first session of in this series of experts, and I insist to show you the banner I have in my back because it's our banner and I love it and I'm so proud of our green flower. And today I'm going to speak about one subject that is very, very important in my life because I invested so much time in learning about it. And I would like to tell you also that once I started to work with Zija, it's the best opportunity to put everything I've learned in practice. So for me, it's very, very important subject, the subject of leadership. And I even prepared some PowerPoint for you so we can really follow the subject I've prepared for today. I will share my screen if it's possible. Okay, everyone can see it. I hope so. All right, so everything rises and falls on leadership. And maybe for the first time in my time being in Zija, I have the opportunity to present myself as a certified coach and trainer within John Maxwell Team. Over a couple of years now, I dedicated my professional life in growing self-awareness, self-confidence, self-trust, and self-leadership in others. So I am glad that after 1 decade in having a very successful corporate career, I have decided to do something really important in my life, and I dedicated my life to self-development. So my career now is concentrated in organizing different events and retreats for women in different countries. Then I have created a project for teenagers in Moldova where they can learn and have access online through different sources to different documents that will increase their self-development. And I am working with companies and of course with multi-level marketing companies. So recently I received personal rubric at one of my favorite Romanian TV, not national but local post, where I also give advices on self-development. So everything in my life, it's related to self-development. The most important target and the subject I want to teach always is leadership. Why? Because as our title says today, everything rises and falls on leadership. And with Zija, this is so much easy to see because now, after 6 years of learning and teaching, I finally can experience everything I've learned about leadership from John Maxwell. As I said before, I am coach of John Maxwell Team. I'm trying to move the slide. Probably this way. John Maxwell Team is an online university, let's say, where they prepare coaches and trainers for their job to do. And for those of you who doesn't know who John Maxwell is, he's the #1 person and #1 expert in the world on leadership. So he has written over 80 books, all of them on leadership. He held at over 15,000 conferences and have experienced leadership in his own life over 40 years now. So everything he's teaching, he is taking from his personal experience. So you can really be confident about how the things are working because he really experienced everything in his life. So if it's someone you want to learn from, this is the person you want to learn from, because he had so much success, and he really understands and he really can come with personal examples on how everything rises and falls on leadership. So today I would like to speak with you from a perspective of a leader that would like to become a better leader. And I hope everyone who is in this team, or at least in this call, you consider yourself leaders already, because either we want or no, but in this business, you have to create yourself as a leader. So I think or my mission today is to make you to become a better leader from now on, and maybe together we can go step by step and be better and better every time. So let's start from the definition of success, because for some of us, success means something different. So if I will ask someone about what success means for them, they will say influence. From other people, it's money. From other people, it's to have a big team and so on. But I also believe that personal success without leadership ability brings only limited and only occasional effectiveness, because without leadership, a person's impact is only a piece of what he can achieve. And the higher you go as a leader, and maybe for some of you who had already this experience in being a leader, the higher you want to go, the greater the impact you want to make, the greater the influence you need to have. Whether you will accomplish what you want is restricted by your ability of leadership. And to give an example of what leadership means, I made a slide with this, let's say, I don't know how to call it, with this scale of success. Because when you can see very clearly how success, dedication, and leadership ability is coming together in order to increase your effectiveness as a leader. So let's say that your success right now, it's on a scale from 1 to 10 at 8. But you have no clue about leadership, and you are now developing everything you are doing now. It's not based on leadership, but it's based on working hard, or in giving more time to the business you have. So to increase your level of effectiveness, you have to work very hard, or you have, and this is basically what you can see in the first picture. And in the second pictures, you see that if you work hard, maybe your effectiveness will rise up to 1, but if you invest in your leadership, your effectiveness is rising up to 6 immediately. So you can work hard. You have a couple of choices. You can work hard, you can increase your dedication to success and to excellence to become a 10. But if you really kill yourself, and you are like let's say a leader of 8th grade, then you're gonna receive an extra 25%. But you have another option, and you can work hard to increase your level on leadership, and you will be maybe, let's say, 2 times more than you used to be, only because you increased this level of awareness in your leadership. So God is giving you a talent. You have already increased your effectiveness by 300% in only learning how to deal with that talent, and how to implement your leadership with that talent together. So this is how it works, and that's why it's so important for us to learn about leadership. And this should be like number one activity for all of us, because the success in life is based on this ability to lead people. The relationship between leaders and effectiveness is perhaps the most evident when it comes to sports team, because there we can see results, and it's very obvious that a lot of teams, they have very good players, and talented, and very highly talented, some of them. And always when a team is losing, it's a leadership issue, and it starts with the team owner. yeah, so if the team is losing, it's because the owner did something wrong or made bad decisions. So it's not about the talented, it's not about the gift you have from the God, it's not about the ability that you have, it's only about this ability of leadership, whether you will be successful or not be successful in this life. So whenever you look, you can find smart, talented, successful people who are able to go only, you know, so far because of the limitation of their leadership. And I can give you another example that probably all of them will know about it. For example, when Apple got started in the late 70s, Steven Wozniak was the brain behind Apple computer, but his leadership was so low that he couldn't go farther with the concept of Apple. But that was not the case of his partner Steve Jobs, and his leadership was so high that he built a world-class organization and gave a lot of success and a lot of money to this Apple company. And that is the impact of leadership. So coming back to our business and how we can increase our leadership in how and why I have chosen to speak about one of the most important subject, our leadership, from the perspective of our experience as a leader in the multi-level marketing for the multi-level marketing team. In my team, I have different kind of people, and some of them are smart, some of them are hard workers, some of them are ambitious, some of them are motivated. But it hit me once, like a couple of weeks ago, when I was requesting for help some of my colleagues, and she answered me, "I don't have time to deal with this because I have so many stuff to do on my own, so I don't have time to help you." Her answer was shocking for me. I couldn't understand, since we all know that, or from my perspective, teamwork and support in our business is very important, and we have to support each other in order to make, you know, powerful teams. But then I read an article of Jim Rohn, and I understood why this person meant what he said about this. So let me grab a book, because I forgot to take it, and I'll read with your permission this article of Jim Rohn. Just a second. I don't know why it's happened these days, but probably because I had to speak with you about this, that I found this article. And just a second. So, the first rule of management is this: don't send your ducks to Eagle School. Why? Because it won't work. Good people are found, not changed. They can change themselves, but you can't change them. If you want good people, you have to find them. If you want motivated people, you have to find them, not motivate them. I picked up a magazine not long ago in New York that had a full page and a need for a hotel chain. The first line of that I read: "We did not teach our people to be nice." Now, this got my attention. The second line said, "We hire nice people." I thought, what a clever shortcut. Motivation is a mystery. Why are some people motivated and some are not? Why does one salesperson see his first prospect at 7 in the morning while the other sees his first prospect at 11 in the morning? Why would one start at 7 and the other start at 11? I don't know. Call it mystery of mind. I give lecture to 1,000 of people at a time. One walks out and says, I'm going to change my life. Another walks out with a yawn and says, I've heard all this stuff before. Why is that? The wealthy man says to 1,000 people, I read this book and it started me on the road to wealth. Guess who? Many of thousands go out and get the book. Answer, very few. Isn't that incredible? Why wouldn't everyone go get the book? Mystery of the mind. To one person, you have to say, you better slow down. You can't work that many hours, do that many things, go so quickly. You are going to have a heart attack and die. And to another person, you have to say, when are you going to get off the couch? What is the difference? Why would everyone strive to be wealthy and happy and act so differently? I guess it's mystery of the mind. And don't waste your time trying to turn ducks into eagles. Hire people who already have the motivation and drive to be eagles, and then just let them soar. It's a very nice article, and it says about a lot about our business, because Jim's perspective explains why my colleague didn't accept to take the extra work and why I was so surprised. While I was thinking about generating income and maximizing our profit as a team, she was thinking about avoiding too much work. And many times my problem was that I believed that if I worked hard and give the right things to the people, I could turn ducks into eagles. It just doesn't work. And after 6 months of work, I understood this. This was a hard lesson for me. I places a high value on people. I sincerely believe that every person matters, and I believe that anyone can learn about anything. So I often try to send my ducks to Eagle School. And here are 3 reasons why it is not recommended to do this. I hope this will give you the right perspective on people you have in the team. Let's see. This is Jim Rohn, and probably you know him because he is teaching a lot about our business. It's from him that I heard for the first time about this, how do you call it? This perspective in having eagles and ducks in the same team. So you see, ducks are not supposed to be eagles, nor they would want to become eagles. Who they are is who they should be. So ducks have never strengths and should be appreciated for what they can do. They are very excellent swimmers. They are capable to work together in an amazing display of teamwork and travel long distances together, you know, in the V form, in the V shape. But ask an eagle to swim or to migrate thousands of miles, and it will gonna be a problem for an eagle. So leadership is all about placing people in the right place so they can be successful. And as a leader, you have the responsibility to know and to value your people for who they really are and let them work accordingly to their strengths, to their abilities. Because there is nothing wrong with ducks, just they will never fly so high, and they will never hunt for animals, because they are ducks. And I would like to read to you another illustration of the principles, this time from Charles Swindoll book, Growing Strong in the Season of Life. And it's so beautiful, and I said it's so related to what I want to give you to as information today. So once upon a time, the animals decided they should do something meaningful to meet the problem of the new world. So they organized a school. They adopted an activity curriculum of running, climbing, swimming, and flying. To make it easier to administrate, all the animals took all the subjects. The duck was excellent in swimming. In fact, he was better than his instructor was. However, he made only passing grades in flying and was very, very poor in running. Since he was so slow in running, he had to drop swimming and stay after school to practice running. He had to drop swimming, and after that, this caused his webbed feet to be badly worn, so he became only average in swimming. But average was quite acceptable, therefore nobody worried about it, except the ducks. The rabbit started at the top of his class in running, but developed a nervous twitch in his leg muscles because he had so much makeup work to do in swimming. The squirrel was excellent in climbing, but he encountered constant frustration in flying class because his teacher made him start from the ground up instead from the top like he did before. He developed Charlie horses from overextension, so he only got a C in climbing and a D in running. The eagle was a problem child and was severally disciplined for beginning and non-conformist. In climbing classes, he beat all the others to the top, but instead of using his own way of getting there, instead he used his own way of getting there. So this is how it works, and this is what is happening if we were trying to put the wrong people on the wrong places. Because all of us, we have strengths, and all of our team members, they have strengths. They can use to contribute successful people to contribute. We contribute to successful people to find their niche, to see in what they are good, like in swimming, in running, in climbing. Successful leader, they help people to discover all these abilities. And as a leader, you should always challenge people to move out from their comfort zone, but never out of their strength zone. If people are moved out of their strength zone, they soon won't be able to be in any kind of zone, because they will be so much confused about who they are. So let's see what is happening if you send ducks to the eagle school. You definitely will frustrate eagles. And we have a saying in Romanian: give to the king what belongs to him. Because eagles don't want to hang around with ducks. They don't want to live in a lake and swim. Their potential makes them impatient, and they want to go to fly high and to hunt. People who are used to move fast and fly high, they are very easily frustrated by people who want to hold them back. And I have a friend who is a runner, and he's dedicated like 100% in running to this sport. He's really good in running. But while he was enjoying the run together, when we did it like a couple of months ago, I was about to die with him because I couldn't keep the speed with him. I was the duck and he was the eagle. And what's happening? What's happening if you send if you send the duck to the eagle school? You're gonna frustrate the duck as well. Because let me ask you something. Do you have in the team people who never did something, no matter how much you motivate them, how much you train them, how much information you provide to them, how many resources you gave to them, how many opportunities, they just didn't took action at all and didn't perform accordingly to your expectations as a leader? It happened to me many times, and I discovered that maybe they weren't the problem. Maybe the problem was me, because I was understanding wrong the place they want to be. Because ducks do what ducks do. Eagles do what eagles do. And if you take a duck to an eagle job, shame on you as a leader. Your job is to help people to become better dogs and your eagles to become better eagles. In other words, as a leader, you have to put people in the right places and help them to find their potential. Every time I was like switching places of the ducks to eagles and of the eagles to ducks, I was frustrating myself a lot. And only after a while, I just now see that you you have some comments. Just a second. Yeah, all right. I will leave the comments from the end, because maybe we can do a Q&A, or maybe we can do a brainstorm about the ideas we have today. So as I said, only every time I was switching the places of the people, I was eating a lot of frustration, because I couldn't understand in the beginning, but after a while I understood that I should ask people to grow in their area of their natural talent, and not on the abilities that I was supposed it fits them, or I was supposed we need it for a team. Because natural ability is the gift, and the only real choice to develop yourself is to work with this abilities that you have as a gift. That's why if you are born, let's say, a dog, you maybe reach a title of a super dog, but you will never reach a title of a eagle. So you will be a great swimmer, and you will love to fly with all together, but no matter how motivated or how intelligent or how talented you will be, you will never become an eagle. So just to wrap up somehow what we are talking about here. My aunt is leaving. Ciao, ciao. So yeah, just to wrap up about what we were speaking here, and because I like to do homeworks, and I believe each of us should do some kind of reflection in the end of the day as a leader, so we can understand how we can be better leader for our people. Because we have the responsibility to know what we are looking for, because we need to know the qualities and the characteristics of the leaders or of the people we are looking for in our industry, in our team. So it is very important for a leader to get rid of the people that are not, or to change the position of the people who are not in the right place, in the right position. So if you need eagles in your team, make a mission in searching eagles. See what qualities they have and start working only with eagles. Because now we have this period of recruiting. We had this movement as a big week. So it was very important for us to decide what kind of people we would like to have in a team. And some of them, we only have people, we recruit them once and they will never go to work, go to action. And some of us, we receive good people, and that people are truly leaders, so we work hard on being leaders, on building those leaders and putting those leaders in the right place. And as John Maxwell said, don't get a dog, because no matter how much you will train that person, all you will receive is a quack. And maybe it's a very funny statement, but it's really like that. And if I remember how much energy and how much force I invest in the beginning into people that really didn't want to be eagles, I feel very, very embarrassing about that. So I prepared an applicational exercise for you regarding the potential of how to find the potential in the leaders you are looking for. And here I found a list of the characteristics in the book of John Maxwell, and this book calls 360 Degrees Leader. So it's a very good book, and I really recommend it to you. So here you can find some characteristics about those who will really be good leaders, about those who are really, really eagle, let's say, eagles in a life. And I think the first thing will be adaptability. Because in our business we have to be prepared we have to be very flexible, and we have to be always prepared for a change. The second probably will be discernment. So because for the leader it's the most important to understand the reality of the situation of the team. The perspective to see what leaders do, how John Maxwell says, leaders see more and more before the others do. So the perspective of a person should be big, because real leaders, real eagles, they see beyond their own advantage point. And they see, they have a vision for the whole team, not only for themselves. Of course, communication. Without this skill, we cannot perform as the leaders. And with communication, it's very important that a leader links to all the levels of the organizations. And I remembering hearing the story about one of my mentors, Paul Martinelli, and we were always asking ourselves, it's very interesting when Paul is on the stage, but I'm wondering, is Paul the same in real life, like at home, like with his family? And it was, I was shocked to see that his behavior was totally the same on the stage and in private life, which means that he was the same person. He just could adjust to each of the level of the person he was speaking with. The security is very important characteristic for a leader, because what that means, it means that he is not looking for position, he's not looking for ranks, he's not identifying himself with position and ranks. He's identifying himself with followers and other leaders that he's building in the same time. Servanthood, and this is my favorite, I should tell you, because a leader does whatever it takes to get to the victory. And I can recommend you the 21 Laws of Leadership written by John Maxwell. I will say this is the best-selling book about leadership ever. And it includes the law of victory, which says that a leader will find always a way to win. So this servanthood is related with the fact that a leader will never be too lazy or too arrogant, maybe, to do something for his team and for his purpose. Another characteristic is resourcefulness, because a leader finds creative ways to make things happen. Maturity, he puts the team before self, and this means growing up leader, to be a growing up and not at the beginner in the beginning, leader in the beginning. Endurance, he remain consistent no matter what it takes and no matter how difficult the times are. And accountability, he can be counted, and you can see his results by numbers. It's very obvious that the business or the results he has, the effective results he has, are growing. So if you see people who display most of these characteristics are probably looking as leaders. So they are great leadership, they have great leadership potential and great leadership skills. So these are the skills that you would look for someone who you would like to have in a group, in order to have a group of eagles if you need eagles. But don't forget that eagles don't swim, and they cannot, they are by themselves. They are not maybe very good team players. So it's very, very important to have as well ducks in your team, so you can balance those two characteristics of, or those two different types of personality. And in the end, because it's about 40 minutes. In the end, the most difficult thing to do for a leader is not to take care of his followers, but to build other leaders. And this is the legacy you will be leaving behind when all that you have to done in this life, you already done. You know, when you're dead, when you're gone, the only thing that will remain after you will not be measured by how many houses you build, or how many organizations you open, or how many teams you establish. The only thing you will be judged by will be how good are people that you invested in, and how good they are performing. So, dear colleagues, this was the subject that I wanted to speak with you about. If you have any questions, please feel free to unmute your microphone right now. I was very happy to have the opportunity to give you a little bit of leadership wisdom through this seminar, because John Maxwell is really, really very good in his guru, his expert number one in the world about this. And some of the idea that we spoke today were, or most of the idea were from John Maxwell's wisdom. And I really, really encourage to read his books, because they are very practical and very easy to put in action. Because the only ability that makes the difference between the successful people and those that have no success is the ability to lead. So you would like to expand this ability in your personality. So let's see if you have any questions, or if you want to debate some of the questions that I have. I will stop my sharing. Oh, I guess I stopped it already. And let's see what kind of questions you had until now. Sometimes people are afraid or lazy. Okay, it's true. Most of the time people are lazy, because we've been born to be lazy, and our mind don't want to do extra effort. So that's why we have this this need sometimes to be lazy. But on the other hand, it's your decision whether you would like to build something, to have something, to create something in this life, or you will just prefer to go very, very easy, you know, between all of those opportunities that are giving to you in this life. So if you would like to add something, please feel free to go with your ideas. How was the concept of having ducks and eagles in your team?
I want to say something. First, thank you very much, Alina. Really, it's I want just to add to your subject that it's a very, very important subject. And I think we all do the same mistake. We all want to help everybody, and we all lose lots of time doing that at the beginning, until we understand exactly what you are saying. And we were discussing this just this morning with Aline. So it's very funny.
Wow, amazing. Amazing.
So
it's true that in the beginning I was also not very aware of these differences between people, and maybe very often I was judging, like, this is a good person and this is not a good person for my team. But my team needs eagles and ducks all together, and my scope should be, or my mission is to put eagles on the right place and ducks on the right place, as I said. And it's not bad. None of them are good or bad. It's just you have to have plenty of those or plenty of those, so you can really move forward with your business.
But I think in the beginning, if we could understand in the beginning that we have to start in the beginning with people like us who are engaged. I think all the people here are people who are engaged, who are high performing. So we have to go with people engaged like us, and maybe after that, when we start, we have a good energy, we can help other people. Otherwise, we reduce our energy because of the people we don't surround ourselves with the right people, I think.
I totally agree. I remember in the beginning, I was like, oh God, please help me to sign up anyone, you know, like anyone, like even if they don't want it, please help me to sign up someone this week. And then of course, I think almost all of them that sign up in the beginning with me, they are not working anymore. So they are not with us in the team, which means I was very good, maybe very convinced as a friend, because in the beginning I was signing up only people that I knew personally, but I was definitely not clear about my vision, what kind of people I would like to have, I would like to work with in my team, which is different now. And you can see by the people who are joining our team, because they are totally different now.
Great. Thank you very much. Very
You're
inspiring.
very welcome. It was really very important for me, because when I first met this concept of having ducks and eagles, I thought about our team, and I thought, okay, this will gonna help people to clear up what kind of people they would like to have in the team, because people will be either like you are or like you wish to. So if I said in the beginning, I want to like anyone in my team, I received anyone. And this was the moment when I was like punching, you know, receiving punches in the face, because I was doing partnerships not with the right people, at least not the people who had the same perspective on this business. Now things are different, and Ari is asking me about first 3 characteristics. I will put the slide on the after the meeting. I will put the slide on the Facebook. Ari, you can download it from there. All right. So this was our evening. I really encourage you to. I have some books of John Maxwell in online form. If you would like to, let me know. I can send it to you. And it's really the person you want to learn from when it comes to leadership, because gosh, he has so much experience and he has so much success in his influencing millions and millions of lives at the moment, and he's building leaders on the international level since 30-40 years already. So he really has some good insights, and I can recommend you the 21 Laws of Leadership. It will be the first book and a very important book where you can find a lot of good examples about how leadership was working in great examples of our world. All right, thank you very much, of course, for the opportunity to be a host tonight. I hope I open a little bit of your appetite to leadership and to grow from this part of the personality, because it's really the only characteristic, the only ability that makes the difference between successful people and those who are less successful. Wish you a good evening and hope to see you soon with another very interesting subject. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Alina. Thank you, Alina. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alina.
Danke. Gracias. Spasiba. Ciao.
Dankeschön. Adios. Gracias.
Mulțumesc, Alina. Mulțumesc.
Mare drag.
I don't know what it means, but mulțumesc.
It means thank you. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Big hug to all of everyone. Ciao, ciao.